The human body is a miracle in itself. However, one of the most striking parts of this miracle is undoubtedly the eyes. Eyes do not only allow us to see, they also express our emotions, help us detect dangers, and help us make sense of the world. Each of these organs, which work like a small universe, have incredible abilities that we are often unaware of. They can focus in milliseconds, distinguish colors, and achieve incredible harmony between darkness and light. In this video, we will discover together the much more complex and impressive structure of our eyes than we think. You will be very surprised when you see how extraordinary these organs, which seem ordinary in our daily lives, actually are. If you think that the pupils only respond to light, you are wrong. In fact, the pupil is like a mirror of our mood. For example, when we meet a person we love, our pupils dilate. This happens through the autonomic nervous system, which we cannot consciously control. Similarly, the diameter of the pupils changes in times of fear, anger, or stress. In ancient times, people used this in social communication without realizing it. Modern psychology, on the other hand, uses pupillary responses to try to understand whether people are lying or not, or whether they like the other person. In this respect, the eye is like an emotional detector. When the human eye is used to its full capacity, it can perceive images with a resolution of approximately 576 megapixels. However, since this is a system that works together with the brain, in direct comparison to cameras, when we blink, the image is cut off for a very short time. However, the brain deletes this and does not notice it. Considering that we blink an average of 15,000 times a day, the brain makes an incredible arrangement. Have you ever wondered how a visually impaired person dreams? Visually impaired individuals also dream, but these dreams are different. If a person is visually impaired from birth, since no visual memories are formed in their brain, there are no images in their dreams. Instead, the dream experience is experienced through sound, touch, smells, and emotions. However, individuals who have lost their vision later can remember things they saw in the past in their dreams. The brain can revive this visual memory during dreams. This difference shows how flexible the brain is. On a dark night, it is possible to see a candlelight 2 kilometers away with a naked eye. This shows how sensitive the human eye is as an optical system. The rod cells in our eyes are extremely sensitive to light and can send signals even in low light. However, this requires an environment that is completely dark and free of light pollution. In other words, this ability emerges on a mountaintop or in an open desert without city lights. The same principle applies to seeing stars in the sky. Some people's eye color can change over time. This is especially common in babies. Many babies who are born with blue eyes can become brown-eyed within a few months or years. This is due to the pigment melanin. Eye color depends on the amount of melanin accumulated in the iris. In addition, permanent changes in eye color can occur with age or due to certain diseases. Emotional states can also cause the color to appear darker or lighter, along with pupil dilation. Scientists have revealed that all blue-eyed people share a common ancestor who lived approximately 6,000 to 10,000 years ago. This ancestor experienced a genetic mutation that caused blue eyes. This gene began to spread over time and is present in millions of people today. This is very important in understanding how eye color has changed and spread over the course of evolution. Blue eyes are actually a deficient version of the pigmentation of brown eyes. Sometimes, when you look at a particularly bright sky or a white wall, you will notice small, transparent threads or spots. These are called floaters. These objects are small protein deposits floating in the gel-like fluid in your eye called vitreous. They are usually harmless and increase with age. However, if they appear suddenly or accompanied by flashes of light, they may be a sign of serious conditions such as a retinal tear. It is important to see an eye doctor. There are no retinal cells in each eye where the optic nerve enters the eye. Therefore, this area cannot receive a visual signal. In other words, technically, there is a blind spot in each eye. However, our brain automatically fills this gap with surrounding images. When we look with both eyes, the other eye fills in this missing area. This shows how amazing the brain is as an image processor. The eyeball is located in the orbit in the skull. The inside of this hole is filled with soft fatty tissue. This tissue acts as a natural air cushion that protects the eye from environmental impacts. It also facilitates the movement of the eye muscles. This fatty tissue is critical for the eye to remain stable and move comfortably. This system is an ingenious solution that nature has developed to protect our eyes. Seeing is a much more complex process than we think. Our eyes collect light from the outside world, convert this light into signals on the retina, and send them to the brain. The brain analyzes, identifies, compares, and interprets these signals within seconds. This entire process involves about 200 million neural operations per second. The fact that a system that works so quickly can provide us with an almost flawless image is an example of evolutionary perfection. Don't forget to subscribe for more and like the video. See you in the next video.